There's a lot of events. We're always eventing in life.
Good to see you, Abraham. How are you, brother?
Eric, I've been missing you. I've been thinking about you.
I love it. Good to see you, bro. Peter.
Peter.
Hey guys.
So good to see
It's
you,
a
my
power
bro.
play, the Sunday blessings, man. Good to see you.
Sunday blessings. Yeah, man. So I want to introduce Peter because Peter Sagitas is actually, just so you know, Sagitas as well. Sagitas and I have started this lighthouse originally from the beginning, and we used to just get on here by ourselves. And Peter now is going to also bring in his community from Europe and London and things like this as well, Siggy. So which is exciting because he works with Trish. Remember where we were talking about the other day? I was telling you about how you wanted to help, a lot of, like, we called it the healers and the witches and the,
Yeah,
like, the
yeah,
amazing, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Peter is a big part of that. So it's I want to introduce you guys to each other. So it's amazing to connect.
Hmm. Cool. Nice to meet you, Peter. It's an honor.
To me, man. Whereabouts are you in
Curious.
the world, brother?
I am in Portugal right now, in the south
Amazing.
of Portugal, Albufeira, if you know.
Wow.
I'm living in the
Incredible.
rocket. I'm living in the rocket named Future, and at the moment the rocket is in the garage, in a space station. Mechanics are fixing it.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. And I've been hanging
No,
out here. Yeah.
it's nice, man. Well, what the weather looks like is a nice day there. It's kind of cold here in the UK. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
What's it like over you? Oh, good, yeah. So what are you
Mm.
doing in Portugal, man?
Hanging out, mainly building some beautiful projects together with Eric and other people around the world, and just creating, collaborating, supporting, like reminding each other about what we already know, supporting, reinforcing. Yeah, a lot of online, these kind of calls with people, and also, like, sometimes I create some art. We're gonna start building soon a pink rocket here, a big rocket,
Oh, cool.
maybe 8 meter tall. It's gonna be with the DJs inside and all kind of cool shit.
I'm coming,
Yeah,
man.
bro,
It's,
that's how
it's
it
funny
goes.
because the pink rocket, what's that for then? You're going to launch it? What's the pink rocket? What's the vibe with that?
So the pink rocket is, so we're gonna have a pink festival, which is a family gathering of Sarah I got to meet, and Toby, and Sarah's mom got passed away 14 years ago, and she used to be a pink lady, and she always dressed up pink, and she would tell stories. So she's gonna preparing to fly to the pink planet, and mesmerizing
Amazing.
everyone with the pink color. And since after she
Wow.
passed, we started making this family gathering once a year. And now I came on during New Year's to that land, and I felt like, wow, the rocket needs to be here. It's on top on a hill. And then I start sharing that, and then people like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go, let's do it. And now it's happening.
Amazing.
The
Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a like the interesting dream that I feel I'm manifesting completely from this kind of matter vision that is coming into play.
Mm.
Very concrete, and allowing the nature to do its thing, not controlling, not like going mind bunkers in mind. Yeah, doing it with love and flow and trusting. Yeah, that is gonna
When's it going to be ready, man?
on in a 1 month approximately. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll be looking for my invite in a month's time then, yeah.
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
You know what I was leading to, right? It was a leading question. But on the subject a lot of rockets, I used to do, like, be part of a festival called the Big Chill in the UK. We had like a kind of a Burning Man at the end of it, and it was a lot of people coming together in a very lovely space. And a very good friend of mine who does the Free Mind Project, Tom, who I know his wife, and she's joining Healerverse as well, which is cool, just to come as a seeker and a healer, hopefully. We did a love cannon. So we used to go around with this white cannon when everyone was kind of dressed in white, and we just shoot out love letters. So you had all these love letters would go out, and we just take them, and we want to open them, we'll just give them to random people, showing them we love them. We're handing out love letters all around the festivals. 1,000 people went home with all these love letters. We were doing it over the season, and I was doing my massage and stuff with massage. I was doing my kind of, we're doing the breath work, and my background is dancing. So it was just lovely to be able to share that and to still have these guys as brothers and sisters. It's a really, I have this kind of real sense that your pink cannons being the pink ladies really kind of your magic fairy dust. That's kind of you're allowing her to kind of orchestrate you as the channel of her pink vision. I kind of see that, and that's a beautiful thing, because you could easily go into your head, but you're in your heart and you're just allowing it to happen, which is a beautiful thing, man. So good for you, man.
Yeah, and it's beautiful to see, synchronicities, how it comes to play. And because like I shared about this vision maybe a month or 2 months ago, maybe longer. And like, let's say a few weeks ago, I got to know that they have painted a pink rocket on her coffin when she was dead. So she's like, I was like, wow, okay, it makes sense, even more. Like it's like, fuck yes. It's
and pink is the color of the heart, right? So if you think about the heart and how heart's normally put out, it's normally a kind of a pink heart. I kind of moved to the purple because that's kind of my color, but pink and that is just kind of love, and it's quite young, and it's quite vibrant, it's quite fresh, and it's quite inclusive. So it's a beautiful thing to be part of that open heart,
like this fantasy-ish,
Yeah. But that's what we are. We are the creation of our creation. We can create what we create through the place and the energy of love. So it feels light, it feels right, and I feel it's going to be quite a bit like the Pied Piper. I think people are going to hear about it, and then they're going to talk about it, and all these people will converge on the pink. You know what I mean? So I think that's a beautiful thing, because I just feel that swell. You know what I mean? It's just like you're going to be steering people. They're going to be there. They're going to, you know what? And it's a beautiful thing. And I think, you know what? It could be a real good eco kind of rocket pink love vibe. And I feel it, man. Feel it. So thanks for sharing, because I can feel it and I can see it. I'm a visual guy. I see it. It's going to be a beautiful thing, man. So well done you for just being taken open for that to happen, because it's a gift.
Oh, brother. Thanks for seeing all this. Yeah. It's a beautiful reflection. Thank you.
It's the gift I have, and I wish to share, because it's not, I can't take it with me, but it'll always be around, because there's infinity and energy. We never die anyway. But now I feel I can express this without just thinking it. Now I actually say it, because if I feel it feels right, and it's in the right integrity and its right alignment, I will say it. If it doesn't feel right, I'll leave it. That's how it is.
Yeah, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. It's a fuck
Eric,
no.
do you want to answer that question, man?
You guys want to? Yeah. So Burning Man is a place where they go in Nevada, and they really spend a lot of time opening up to the energy of connection. And so, Sagitas has spent a lot of time in Burning Man. He's a major burner, and he's really been inspired by a lot of the things. And there's a lot of other brothers and sisters in Ibiza, in the US, in all over the world, that they travel from all over the world to go there to Nevada, Abraham, in what's the black what is it?
Black Rock City.
Black Rock City, yeah. Go, maybe you can explain it better, brother, please, because you're more of a veteran, brother.
Yeah, so I've been 2 times to Burning Man, and I've been to many burns before, and man, it's just, the culture is just so fucking beautiful. It's like, yes, healthy adulthood. Like we allow that magic to manifest itself, and we can meet in awe, again and again and again. It's always, as you say, this energy of connection is being one in play. And yeah, playing and doing responsibly and learning from each other and inspiring one another to be a better human beings, how to think, how to sharing wisdom, sharing knowledge, laughing day in, day out, hanging out, building stuff is just such a beautiful moment to I found the hope when I went to Burning Man. Like literally that like I was like, fuck yes, we're gonna make it because of this community, like I know that this community is growing, it's spreading. The beauty is just like, going all directions. So it's a big event for my life, all the burns. And I go to many, and I'm preparing to go now to Amber Burn in Lithuania. Yeah, it's
Who's it
it's an
for?
interesting it's a portal.
Who's the Burning Man for?
Who is for? What do you mean?
Meaning, like, what are your expectations? What's your, like, what are you trying to, like, you're working through stuff? Is it like MKP, Mankind Project, New Warriors?
No. It's a co-creative event where everybody brings whatever so imagine 80,000 people decides to go camping in the same area in the desert. And whoever brings what, that's what we have to play with. Somebody brings the restaurant, somebody brings the airplane, somebody brings the a rocket, and we build this beautiful city temporary and celebrate life, like meet, bond again. Like that's what is expectations to meet other human beings and hang out for a week or more. Yeah. If I answered your question.
So it's basically like having fun and enjoyment and company together.
It's yes, and so there is a lot of fun, but with that fun, there is also a lot of personal growth, finding out who I am and why I came here for, because we creating this utopian reality where everything is just abundance. It's abundance of everything. It's like, like it's just, it's a gifting economy. So there is no money there. Like it's everything is sharing. People share from their hearts. Somebody loves making pancakes, somebody makes beautiful pancakes and 3 a.m. shares on Playa for everyone. Like, here you go, pancakes. Like it's like self-expression. We have a lot of practices like such as like self-expression, immediacy, co-creation, radical self-expression. It's like we practicing those, like it's a lot of edgy stuff because radical self-expression, so people express themselves the way, like, and exploring how can we know before we know, like finding ourselves. For me, it was a very big personal development, support, reinforcement when I was going through a lot of deep transformations within. Yeah. And its beauty is so much beauty that is just unbelievable what people can co-create when people go together and build with not with intention for money. So much beauty comes out, so much details, so much intention, so much meaning in everything, like everything is touched with love. It's just such a beautiful, magical place, really.
Can you give me an example? Like what you guys do last time?
So we built a rocket in Amberburn, for example, last year. We built 12 meters, I don't know, in feet, maybe 36 feet. Sculpture rocket, for example. We work for a week, we build it, we celebrate, and then we burn it. Let go. That's, I feel, also a very important part that we in Burning Man taking care, because we live in duality, and there is creation and there is destruction. And I feel that in Burning Man we take care of destruction as well, because we put so much love and then we let go with fire, with intention, with gratitude. Yeah, so I feel we also serving on energetical level something.
It's really, Abraham, if you can tap into your infinite imagination, that is the representation of what Burning Man represents, right? Like infinite imagination, infinite abundance, and the small utopia of what we can cultivate here on planet Earth, in physical form. And so if we are allowing the power of our infinite mind create what is possible. And so it's important to recognize that these principles are a duplication and they are a pattern recognition of a lot of the things that are spread amongst different communities. And when we allow these principles to guide us, they will be the ones that define our responsibility for the next future generation.
Yeah, as you say, Eric, imagine, like I kind of like have difficulty to even imagine myself after being there, like the vastness of that. How the fuck did you came up with this idea? How did like it's so much everything of everything, and yeah, it's really interesting.
Do you guys mind if I say like a prayer for us to get? I know we've already started, but I wanted to just say a prayer to get us to get us into a space of grace. I know we already are, but is that okay with you, fellas?
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Your blessing, man.
Thank you, brothers. So if we just breathe into our heart, close our eyes, feel into our heart, connect, tap into this infinite abundance, this grace, this kindness, this magic, this gratitude for having all four of us here, in a space of connection, authenticity, creativity, artistic expression, radical self-expression. Wherever we are in the world, may we continue to allow our vessel to pass on through this infinite abundance that comes through us, this imagination, this creative expression, so we can lead with that level of intention and heart's purpose. Great teacher, creator, thank you so much for allowing this great friendship, this brotherhood, this sisterhood continue to flourish, this lighthouse become bigger than ourselves, make us be servants to something greater than ourselves. And I ask today just for, a lot of fun, a lot of grace, a lot of kindness, a lot of innocence and playfulness as we get to create our futures. We get to step into a greater identity. We get to live with harmony and purpose. We get to do and be. We don't need to prove anything. We just are. And what I love is that these brothers, they come from all over the world. These sisters, they come from all over the world, and they just open up. May we be a space where people can shine like the fucking sun, that they don't need to feel high. They don't need to feel worried. They don't need to feel suppressed. They can just be themselves with all their energy. There's no competition here. We don't believe in that. We just get to give and create and do more than we ever wished that we could. So I ask this reflection to continue to come through us so that we can continue to serve with that level of power, that level of gratitude, that level of focus and devotion with so much fun. And with that, I just want to say thank you, brothers, for being here. Thank you for your time, your energy. Breathe into that and gratitude. Thank you, guys. Blessings. Oh.
Cool. Eric, can I ask you a
Yes,
question
my
about
brother.
can I ask you a question about abundance, feeling abundance, emotional abundance?
Anything
Tell me
you
more
need, my
about
brother. We
tell
are
me more
here.
about tell me more about that. Like when you're feeling like when you're feeling that you're abundant, but you're also feeling that you don't have enough money to do. So how does that balance itself?
So So abundance is actually who you are. It's a spiritual energy of wealth, of knowing, of giving. It's not something that you have to worry about in terms of materials. If you really truly believe in the value that you get to give more than you ever expect to receive. And from that place, you're not in your mind, you're in your heart, you're in a being of place of gratitude, of knowing. Because true wealth is knowing the value, the solutions, the ability to create. It's not about seeking certainty outside of you. It's about creating it from within you and going from that place of gratitude, because abundance is like abundance. You get to kind of shake it, you get to make it happen, you get to be creative, like you get to do whatever you feel like doing, knowing that you will pave a road or you will find a way to make it happen. There is nothing in this world that any of us need to prove to anybody. What we need to realize, most of us have been conditioned by the external world that we need to have some sort of material concept of abundance or wealth to make us valuable. But you see, we came here with just the spirit, and this vessel is our body. And the spirit is actually the abundance. Everything that you see around you has been created through the level of intellect and intelligence that comes from a place of purpose and passion. So we've been manipulated so much by society and culture to think the other way around, where the external circumstances affect the ability of our true value, wealth, and abundance, when actually it's the inverse. That's why it's called the universe. You are inversed. Within you, you can start to create everything around you. I can't hear you, brother.
I like that. Thank you.
Bless you, brother.
Abraham, I'm
Thank
curious,
you.
how do you take it? How do you take it in? How do you processing what Eric was sharing?
Eric is a master and a healer. So he read my body what I needed.
So beautiful.
So Eric, do you ever feel sometimes lack of missing something? You want something, you're desiring. So does that contradict of abundance?
So desire is of the Heavenly Father, right? It's some people think that desire is a negative thing. But if you really looked back at the Latin term, desire is really coming from a grace of place that comes of the Father. And so it's a masculine devotion that gives you drive and purpose. And so as long as we are in service to something greater than ourselves, it's not our responsibility, it's our ability to respond, if that makes more sense. So what I mean by that is, it's not the how of our minds trying to figure out how to make it happen. It's being the vessel of knowing that you're in service to something so profound and so more greater than you, that you are co-creating with a great teacher that is invisible in its energy. And so as a result, you start to behave with that movement of devotion, of knowing, of certainty. And as a result, that desire that has been gifted to you as your dreams, as your knowings, as your responsibility, your ability to respond, you get to respond to any of those motions with a lesson or an experience. When you start to feel, because in the past, I used to have, and Sagitas can verify this, that there were a lot of times where I was like, fuck, bro, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I keep pouring and I keep pouring and I keep pouring and nothing. Like, what am I doing? Why am I here? But the truth is, that was the lesson of the greatest leaders in our planet that have come over and over and over again over the millenniums, they are not seeking leadership. They are called to leadership. And so what that means is that we have to find that within ourselves to truly trust and surrender that we are the vessel. It's not the mind. The mind is the amplifier. We are just the vessel to create, to tap that alignment of our cognitive, of our emotion, and of our physical mastery, the three dantians, align them in straight cognitive, emotional, and physical connection and move like that. Once we create that level of mastery, bro, when those moments come from the mind, it's no longer like 20 days or 2 hours. It's like 2 minutes, 2 seconds where they're like, oh yeah, that was a lesson. Great. Pattern, boom, interrupt, let's go. And then you're able to just continue to see the lessons and you move through life knowing that you're in such devotion, to such service, to such purpose that it becomes fun and joyful. And you're like, I'm here to play in the park and build it and make it happen and do whatever I need, connect with brothers, sisters, figure out solutions, go here, go there. And you co-create with the universe and you start to see those messages everywhere. Does that make sense, bro?
So it's more about like reframing your mindset.
It's asking a better question. I mean, when we have the quality of our questions will determine the quality of our life, right? So it's not just a reframe, it's also what is the lesson? What am I supposed to be? What is my spirit teaching me? Because the ego needs to have control. The spirit knows that it doesn't need control. Spirit knows that there's a lesson always in everything. Because we're infinite.
Nice.
It's complete surrender. It's complete trust. It's complete devotion.
Can I add to that?
Please.
Nice.
Yeah, the thing is, Abram, the gift is to be inverse in terms of your thinking, and the thinking you've had is the upside down of the reality that you see. Everything that you've given has been backwards, and what you want to do is kind of turn that around. It's a bit like the egg timer. Kind of the 3D's running out of time and the 5D's coming into you. We need to turn that around and start our own thing. So the hardest thing, if you're finding it slightly challenging, what Eric is saying and what we're feeling here, is to come out of your head. The first thing the start of this is to let go. And what I mean by that is what you're thinking in your head, you need to let go, to literally fall into your heart. Then it just dissipates from your heart. And what it does, it starts to dissipate into your soul. So you just become that. So in effect, we're kind of taught that we're wired badly for a reason. We're wired for control. We're not wired for freedom. But I'm saying, well, what this movement, what this energy from Eric, and what I love these guys already. I love you, Abraham. I can say I love you, CJ. I love you, Eric. And I can say that as a man because I believe love, and love believes me. So what are you going to your soul and from your heart? You become one with the knowing. So that you no longer need to think. You need to, as Bruce Lee would say, you feel. But the feel is the infinite energy of existence. There is no beginning. There is no end. It just is. And once you know you're in line with the spirit is in line with you, however you believe, and you just become. And it allows you to go where you need to go without fault, without question. You just know. And you go. It's a difficult thing to comprehend, but once you're in this space, and I choose this, it just becomes your reality. And you create what you wish to create from the heart, not from the head. But remember about your life. When you were born, you came from your mom, and your umbilical cord was in your stomach, right? So it came from your belly button. So you need to think that's where your brain is. It's in your belly. You know, as guys, we love to have food, right? So your brain is literally here, not here, you know, because that's where your energy comes from the umbilical cord, from your mother. That's what you were fed. That's what gave you life. So if you go with your gut, that is your real brain. and you understand that you can be nourished in your belly, but you're nourishing your brain, and you're allowing that to then keep you alive, your heart. Your heart then beats because your brain is already nourished in your belly. So you have the strength to beat. And then you can, once you've got that space and you're in that alignment, then you can think logically once the other things are in place. It's not head, heart, stomach, it's stomach, heart, head.
If I can add one thing on that, I would say follow curiosity. And like explore, not follow, maybe explore curiosity. It's a better term. Like, and because curiosity is that pull where attention wants us to go. Like, it's very clear. Like, do I want to go there or do I want to go there? It's, as you say, from this space, it's very clear. It's a fuck yes or fuck no, you know. And curiosity can be pulling into directions that would be uncomfortable to explore, loaded with a lot of judgments or whatever. Anyways, I would say that's a good tool.
So thank you all for your great wisdom. My personality is to like wear myself off, work hard, do whatever it takes, go on a hamster wheel. And I have to change that because I've been doing that for 29 years. So I want to hear from you guys. Like, how would you reconstruct this way as a healthy way, not as a destructive way?
I'll start, and I'm sure these guys will come forward. You change it by choice and intention. So you make a choice, you consist with that choice, but you need to have the intention before the choice. What are you intending will be your result. Have the end result in mind. The intention will be your energy, your action, yeah? And your choice is your guiding light, your North Star. That's where you choose to go. Your intention is where you wish to go, and your action is your energy. So it's a little kind of, it's a kind of joining the dots to create the image you wish to create. You know, we were kids, we had like 1 to 47 or whatever it was. You join the dots, it creates a picture. So you need to use your intention to create the dots, and then your choice is how you then connect those to create your picture and what you wish to bring to life. Because when you create the picture, then you color in the picture, right? You don't just leave the dots. And then you want to get your pens, and what color do I want to live? It could be pink, it could be purple, it could be whatever. But whatever you choose that through the right intention, if you don't, look, you can still choose and have bad intentions. But where that goes is a construct of bad thought, or not really understanding or having a clarity or your alignment with what you want to do. Once you have time to sit and you have the intention, which comes from spirit or your instincts or your gut, or just things that you've heard and you just feel right and it resonates with you, then you can choose to act on that. And don't be afraid to feel silly. Don't be afraid to kind of ask. The great thing about you is that you're here. So you made the choice to be on this call with the intention to learn or just to understand. And so therefore, you're the most important person on this call. You know, I come from a martial art background, and the white belt was always the most important person in that room because they've come into a space where they know they're going to get challenged. They know it's going to be tough, and they know they don't know anything because white belt means no knowledge. So you come from a place of no knowledge and just allow what you feel is right to be taught to come to you without thought, but with intention and choice. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Oh, I, like you said everything, brother. Like the formula is right there. Like, there's no, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. Eric, do you want to share something?
I'm just holding a space of grace because I think that sometimes that feeling of what is being shared is also so important to just tap into that physiological moment, right? So how would it feel like to know the intention and move with that intention with what you do? Because action, that so beautifully was described by Peter, right, is about love in action. So it's so important, like when we talk about intention, it's, you know, we've discussed this in multiple different calls, you know, without action, intention is a great road paved to hell. Once you add action, you can start to build heaven. And this is a responsible role that we can choose to step into. Right. And so if we really, you know, heaven is here. The only distinction that we have to understand is that we get to be part of it if we want. And so many people, they think it's somewhere, somehow in the future. It's actually in this present moment. And if we recognize that presence in the now, and then we also implement from that space of grace, I believe without a shadow of a doubt that not only are we going to leave this world in the experience of what it feels like within ourselves and the integrity and the way that we want to, but we'll build a mirror that really reflects the internal self. And this is our collective role here in this time, in this space, in this energy, in what we're here to do. And that is what I encourage anybody that's here, anybody that's listening, anybody that comes by later, is like, how can we continue to move with that intention? Because when we're moving towards a shared purpose and a shared goal that is greater than ourselves, we're like, whoa, we're part of something bigger. And when anybody feels like they're part of something bigger, I don't know about you, but for me, it's like, yes, let's go, you know? Teamwork makes the dream work, you know? And that is the part of action. It's a lot of people are talking, right? A lot of people are talking about it. It's like, let's stop talking. Let's just be it. Let's do it. Let's continue to move through it. And that's what I love about this group and this community, is we're all making shit happen. We're all interconnecting. We're all using our words as principles that will be the ones that continue to define us, and we'll use our words as action-oriented steps so that we're holding each other accountable. That's why I love, like at the beginning, Peter was like, when is it going to be done? Oh, in a month. Perfect. I'm going to make sure, like right away, we are on it. We don't even hold back those levels of integrity and principles, because that is the level of intention that we're here at. So thank you, brothers, for this reflection.
So, I'd like to add something.
Please.
I'm married to a woman that has a lot of anxiety, and she's always worried about everything. And and whenever I come home, I get so that energy slips into my hands unconsciously. So she's not into like personal development work. And so like, how do I take responsible for that?
Great question. Wow. What a beautiful question, brother. That this is something. Do you see what you just did for you? You just opened yourself up to the curiosity of, instead of projecting anything up to your beloved, you asked what you can do. And I think that's the biggest fucking first step, bro. That is the biggest step. That is the That is the most beautiful step. I just want to really celebrate that. Yeah, like that is huge, bro. Because you're not passing off the bullshit that your story is telling you to somebody else. You're saying, hold on a second, something here isn't working for me, and I want to take responsibility. What can I do?
Outside.
That is. Hello? Andrea, welcome.
Hi, I thought my phone was on mute. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No worries.
I apologize.
Welcome.
I was sending my dogs outside. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries. No worries. It's very nice to meet you. I was just sharing, and it's actually maybe a perfect time, you know, like that you're on here. You come on, and Abraham is asking about, you know, his how he can take responsibility of this experience. So with his beloved, and I believe, brother, that this is the number one component. What can you do? What can you do? And so asking yourself, okay, well, what am I doing that is perhaps asking her or creating a space of anxiety? Where is it that within me I'm being anxious? And where is it within me that I am not creating a space of even more certainty in my nature? Where is it within me that I am not showing up in that level of personal development where I know I can? And as a result, she's feeling that level of uncertainty because I haven't really stepped into, I haven't fully yet owned my own. So I'm curious, is there a place?
Yeah, making enough money to provide.
Okay, and knowing that money is a form of your energy and your spiritual connection, how can you amplify that wealth and abundance within yourself, knowing what we talked about at the beginning, right? What does that look like? Because money is only a physical expression of your nature.
I think in some ways to add on to that, what are you feeding your nature? You know, what is it that you're putting into your nature? Is it nourishing? Is it growth orientated, or is it just function? Is it got vibrancy, as in your thoughts, your habits, what you feel about yourself? Is it giving you a platform on which to build on a firm foundation, or is it kind of shaky? You're not really sure. You're not really. This is inner work stuff. This is just kind of throwing some questions out there, just for you to have a chance, as Eric did, to reflect and to rebalance and actually, you know, kind of think about and then kind of act on. Because you can't just think about it; you got to act on it. You got to do something with it. Um, my vision, I see there's some knots there. There's some things you want to do, but you're kind of holding back. You kind of trying to go, but not going. It's kind of elastic. So you're on this elastic, you're gonna go, and then you come back, and you think, okay. Sometimes you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with stuff that you don't really want to deal with, but you've got to kind of deal with it. Because if you don't deal with it, you know, there's a good saying from one of my good friends: "If it's to be, it's down to me." So if I want to have this really good relationship, or I want to extend that relationship, it's down to how I show up. You know, I have kids and I have a partner, but we're separated in terms of where we live. But when I show up angry and I'm showing up like this, you know, obviously I get a lot of pushback and noise. But when I show up with the intention of love, as I did this morning, I went to church, I did my thing, showed up, and it was like she's on the phone, but she turned around and kissed me, right? Because I showed up with that. And I truly believed to go show up with that. That was the intention, to be that person. And this isn't like an overnight fix, but it's an energetic intention to show up differently as you are, And the thing is, your energy then pervades the space. What I mean by that is how you show up as other people will show up, because they can't not be in that energy because they have that, they're in that space. So if you kind of have this kind of sense of, I'm abundant, I know this, and I'm being, I've got some resilience and I have some resources I can tap into, some things I may have not thought about. What is it? What's my superpower? Start really starting to bring these out into yourself and actually take an action on that. Kind of that relationship, that kind of anxiety will just look after itself. But you've got to take the action. You've got to have those intentions. You've got to have things within you that you're proud of as a man. We've got to really regain our manship right now, because there's a lot of gray, but that's intentional. There's a lot of dispensation of what a man is. But if you can regain your masculinity, I'm not saying you're not, but these are just ideas. Take what you wish, what's useful. Then you stand, and people sense, oh, I want to talk to this person, I want to be around this person, because they're standing strong, right? And there's something about that person. I just come from the shop and someone smiled at me, and because I stood in my power, and they just recognized it. And when you do, it's not like you need to write something down, or even, you just become that. So I don't know if that all makes sense. There's a lot of stuff to take on board, but basically the bottom line is, what do you believe about you? What's your beliefs about you?
So, number one, I believe is I can provide for my family. I am someone that's supportive and someone that wants to help and wants to create wealth, abundance with the family. 3 is I want to create security and reassurance. And yeah, I like it.
So one thing, making sure that you write these down and then also executing on them and implementing on them, right? So just like we talked a couple weeks ago, we had a discussion of, things that we can do, and then implementing them and making sure you follow up on that, right? Because that's your responsibility, right? Like, that's up to you to make sure that you follow through the things that you're going to say. Right? Because if you're not following through on the one little things, those are going to become bigger things. And you want to grab the monster when he's small. You want to I want to make it happen, because that's going to give you the momentum. That's going to give you the certainty that, wow, I'm stepping up, I'm stepping up, I'm stepping up, I'm stepping up. And as a result, you'll be able to take on bigger projects, bigger experiences, bigger moments, bigger conversations, bigger responsibilities. That's a gradual there, and there's infinite levels, by the way. The levels don't stop, right? So, but you have to continue to take those action-oriented steps, one goal at a time. Sagita's right. Yes, because it's true, right? And making sure that you're taking those actions, you're having those conversations, you're willing to go into that uncomfort, and not just like, oh, this is getting too hard, I'm going to push it away, or I'm going to put it off, or I'm going to avoid, because that's going to put you back into a state of pattern that you have tried to avoid, or you're wanting to break free from. And the breakthrough happens by moving forward, by moving consistently forward. And that will give you so much fucking consistency and certainty that it doesn't matter what anybody says to you. You're like, I'm going to find a way, bro. Like this universe is so abundant. Like, I'm going to figure it out. And if you don't want to help me, that's great. I got 1,000 other people, or 1,000,000 other people, or 1,000,000,000 other people that I will figure it out with, and that level of intention becomes so beautiful, because people feel you from that level. And then they're like, wow, how can I help him faster? Or how can I help her faster? Because he's moving, and he's a fucking train, and he's not getting out of the way. And if I'm not on board, he's off, And this is what's the point. This is where people feel you.
And to carry on with that point, when you wrote down what you wrote is that I want, you kind of want to scratch that, right? You really,
I am.
you know, you got to, exactly, exactly. But that's the hardest thing, right? I want is a normal. I am is super normal, right? It's superhuman. It's who you are. You know, I have a thought that came through and it's going to happen. And I know that. And it's just not, I don't need to overthink it. I don't need to think. I know, and I am. And you allow that to be as it is. It actually is. Absolutely, Andrew. It is easy. But we're not here to have an easy life. We're here to break that easiness. We don't have the limits. Does the sky have the limit? Okay, it goes to the space, but then there's outer space, and there's other space, and there's other universe, and there's other galaxies. It's infinite. So you have infinite potential right now to make an infinite impact in your life and those that you love. And then it's choice, intention, the other things, the fundamental things we've spoke about on this call. And more importantly, any entrepreneur, anybody that's done anything, at the real heart of any of that is belief. You got to believe, because if you did not, people will see through that, and what you feel, you think, or I want, or I am, unless you really believe that, it's going to hold you back, or you're not going to be who you wish to be, because it's not allowing that kind of that environment, that kind of nurturing and supportive and encouraging and growth mindset to really allow you to flourish.
Wow. Thank you.
Andrea, it's so amazing to see you. Would love to know a little bit about you, where you're from, where you're tuning in from, and the magic that you're bringing to the world.
Hi, thank you for that. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona,
Nice.
and I am an entrepreneur as well as a marketing and sales consultant. I've been in the Tony world for about 8 to 10 years.
Nice.
And I saw that pop on my feed this morning, and I was going to get on sooner. But I was having some conflict with my partner, my life partner, which encouraged me more to hop on to get my head out of my you-know-what, to put it nicely. And I loved what I heard about how I can make the difference. You know, I think it's really important that we stay focused on ourselves. As much as we care and love the people that are around us, if we don't focus on ourselves and staying at the vibrancy that we need to with our vibration and our energy, then we're disservicing not only the people around us, but also we're hurting ourselves. So I hopped on just to listen in. And then, of course, you heard me shooing my dogs out into the yard. So I got called out, but I probably needed to get called out. I needed to speak these words and get out of my head, right? You know, 7 UPWs, 2 business masteries, 1 date with destiny. It seems like, as the gentleman that was speaking earlier, I hold the high energy and vibration for all of us, my wife, my daughter, and I'm tired. So I don't ever like to show up in a place where I don't bring value and high energy to others to support and love. And so when that happens and I feel that way, I internalize more, which is complete opposite of who I am, instead of reaching out to the support systems that I have and that are available. So.
Beautiful. Thank you for being so open and coming on here and just sharing, because I think that sometimes we are worried that we do have to take on the whole world by ourselves.
Yeah.
And it happens to all of us that, you know, really are on purpose, in purpose. And this is really what I love about, again, going back to the community, is we're doing it as a family. This is about teamwork, you know, where we're integrating a lot of these teachings about rising together, about figuring out solutions together, about moving together, because family, you know, and I come from an amazing family, and I come from such profound powerhouse parents that their abundance and their love has, like, it's been infinite. And for me, it's also what contributed so much to my energy and my, what so many people called in my life, too muchness, right? Like I was
Right.
too much to 99% of people. I've been too much. Okay.
Right.
And this is what allows me to hold so much energy with, so because I know that I'm not too much. I know that I am infinite, which makes us all infinite because we're all just mirrors of each other.
Right.
So this is the energy of family, of community, of common unity, of moving forward with a mission, and that balance of my mother and father, of what I have found within myself. And again, it doesn't matter, man, woman, we all have masculine, feminine energy, right? So they've been able to balance that within each other. And ultimately, I've looked at that within myself. And that's what gave me the grace to say, okay, what am I learning here? What am I curious about? How can I do this? And then as a result, not look at things as competition anymore, but look at things as, oh, okay, maybe right now with, and I've had a lot of, I used to be married, and I've had a lot of relationships. And so maybe right now with like this woman, you know, for example, and I'll go a little bit deeper right now, if you guys don't mind, about this relationship specifically part, because with regards to the relationships and this masculine, feminine energy, I would need to learn that my partner is my best friend, my teacher. Whether I liked what she was saying or not, it didn't matter. But what was realizing is that she was reflecting the parts of me that I always needed to work on. If I was triggered, whether it's good or bad, it's up to, you know, it's up to the decision, you know, of the person observing. However, the goodness or the badness, based off of our perspective and truth, right, is up to us to see, okay, how do I choose to like really move forward with that level of curiosity within myself. And the other days, last few days, I've been talking with a couple of my brothers that, you know, they're like with these beautiful women, and or they've been with these beautiful women, and they're allowing themselves to kind of be focused just on the sexual energy versus kind of like the truth of what's coming through them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not owning themselves in terms of what they want to say or how they want to be, or really stepping into that masculine role, versus they're allowing their sexual partner, the essence of that sexuality, to affect them. And they don't realize it until I was able to spend some time. And what I've noticed is that sexual creative energy, or that frustration, again, doesn't matter, man, woman, it's masculine, feminine presence, right? So this is what I'm really emphasizing here. And this masculine, feminine emphasis is then what when I was in a relationship, I would notice that I didn't fully own my own sexuality, my own power and creativity, my own sexual energy. And I allowed things outside of me, when it was creative, to manipulate the energy from without a space of true grace, without a space. So what I realized was that, wow, I actually needed to learn to own that energy, that feminine nature, nurture within myself, before I could fully show up in that light.
Mm.
And this was the grace that was given to me from, I had I was married once, and I had 3 like really amazing girlfriends after that. But that was 4 relationships that I had to go through that gave me these different lessons and teachings.
What would you
Otherwise,
say to, so I'm gonna go a little deep for a second here.
please.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm
this
just
is the
gonna
point.
say,
This is why I
no,
went deeper, because I wanted you to go deeper, and I felt it.
I
So yes.
I feel so I'm super strong, very alpha, very put together. Everything is good. I'm full, resourceful, taken care of. I've earned it. I've worked for it. I seem to attract, and I know my words, and I know I'm using them, and I can almost hear you talking already. Um, People that are not on that level yet, and instead of either A, allowing them grace, or believing that I'm worthy of somebody better, I choose to put myself in a place where I can be comfortable and not challenge myself. Outside voice, here we go. And then I try to fix these people that have put themselves in my life. And I believe, this is my jam. The Tony world is my jam, right? So I bring my wife, my partner, my daughter into this world thinking that they may see or get the same things that I do. They don't. And so then I have this conflict of speaking our language, because we have a language. And, as you know, how Tony jokes on that last day, you're going to go home and everybody's going to think you're fucking crazy, right? They always thought I was crazy, so that's fine. But my point in bringing that up is that I'm staying comfortable, even though I'm challenging myself and I'm doing the personal work for myself. I'm not choosing to surround myself with people that are maybe the best for me. I think that's a really tough, really.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does it need to be the Tony world people that are the best for you?
Not necessarily.
Is it possible that people outside of the Tony world are actually also very great for you?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
yes.
The language that you choose based off of the Tony world actually can be very unified in terms. Oh, sorry. Yes, Peter, thank you. Big love, brother. All the best. So the space that you can be unified is not just in the Tony world. It's very much all over, because it's not a utopia in terms of just one community. This is why the Lighthouse was created, to blend different communities, whether it's Joe Dispenza, whether it's Tony Robbins, whether it's Burning Man, whether it's entrepreneurship, venture building, Healerverse, like we're growing. We got now stuff happening that are happening in Africa, like it's in Australia, in Bali. And so what I mean by this is your language, and I get it, we have a language in the Tony community. And what I learned is that the greatness of our brother and teacher Tony Robbins, he also stands on the shoulders of other greats, right?
Right.
And so it's important for us to get curious about what these other perspectives are as well, and see the pattern recognition of everything, because Tony talks about this himself, right? And he really, Tony has a very beautiful saying success leaves clues.
Right.
So he's left clues for all of us to go deeper. The choice is ours because most of the time, most people inside of the Tony community, what I've learned is that people are very comfortable in that bubble. And so they choose to kind of birds together, flock together. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I noticed And what I've noticed is that it's important to apply these principles to every area of our life, whatever community, whatever environment we go to. And if we're going to really follow the details of our great teacher, which is Tony, because he's my original teacher, and I love him and I admire him, and there's a lot of things that I look forward to doing alongside him. And there's also other great teachers in this world, right? So, and he knows that himself, which is why he's followed the clues and read all the books and done all the work, right? And so readers are leaders. And so it's important to then start seeing these pattern recognition, the same thing that he says success leaves clues. So he followed the clues that these pattern recognition happened in the books prior to him. And Dave left clues for things that happened prior to them. And if we go deep down enough the rabbit hole, we'll start to really find ourselves. We'll start to find who the essence is within us. And then we'll start to see that brilliance and that wisdom in each person that we meet, in each community that we walk into. And we'll start to realize pattern recognition becomes pattern utilization, as Tony describes it, right? And then from that utilization, we start now to understand, okay, I get to step into this deeper, more purposeful, more meaningful identity. And as a result, now I get to step into pattern creation, where now I become the leader and manifest my own destiny because I've learned the rules like a pro to break them like an artist. Pablo Picasso. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this becomes the true wit, the true intelligence of our great teacher, though, meaning the teacher, the infinite divine teacher, because it's a result, a reflection of each person that we meet in front of us, each person that we connect to around us. When we truly understand that we are part of a great creator, a great teacher, we'll start to listen enough to understand that whether or not I agree with my daughter, my beloved, my mother, my father, different communities, what am I here to learn? Because we're so conditioned to only listen to ourselves that we're not actually listening to the people around us.
Mm.
And that's the mirror that will teach us the most. Once we understand that the great teacher, the great mirror, the great coach is in our hearts, we'll hold that space of reverence of the other person that's sitting in front of us. And that is the golden rule defined by Napoleon Hill and many other prophets that have walked before him. Do unto others as you would like have done unto yourself.
Mm-hmm. True.
Wow. Oh, brother. What a beautiful blessing for a Sunday. Yeah.
Do you do this every Sunday?
Yes, this is every Sunday. And
Interesting. First time I saw it come through the chat, so must have been
yes.
a meant to be moment for sure.
Was that helpful for you? Was that helpful?
Yeah.
What I just...
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've got a lot more me work to do at this point for sure. And that's okay. That's life. And that's okay. But I think I have to come through some tough realizations of my current environment and the current situation that I choose to continue to be in, and acknowledge some things that truly need to change. And when they need to change within your culture and your environment, it starts with yourself first. It's not about asking someone else to change, expecting something from somebody else. It's about understanding yourself and where you need to truly be in that space. And then the right people surround you. So thank you for that. I wish I had more time. I hopped on to be a listener this morning and ended up not being, but that's okay. It was a beautiful, and I'm grateful. Thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to share freely in a safe space, because that's something I haven't done in a while. But because I'm kind of hiding from those things. I'm hiding from the things that I'm sitting here telling you strangers that are my family. But no, that I'm in the right place. It'd be the same as standing in a room of 10,000 people and yelling to you what's on my paper, and this is total bullshit, right? As we go through the exercises, you know, within UPW and such. So thank you guys. I'm grateful. And I want to be able to come back and contribute more versus showing up in a place of need, although we know that life has its ebbs and flows. But I just thank you for being so gracious, and for allowing me to feel that I could just come in even briefly. I wish I had more time, but share with you. And I did need that. And I hope that I can contribute back to you guys too.
Of course. And I want you to know that everything, you know, this is the divine economy. We get to create and show up wherever we need, and it comes back in millions of ways, infinite ways in other areas. So there is nothing that you need to do. Just be yourself, and you are always welcome here. And you know, we have the Sunday blessings, but we have these calls based off different different themes every day. And so we show up every day and we do a lot of great things. You're always welcome. We appreciate you. We love you. And yeah, always
do
here
you
for
have
you.
a separate WhatsApp chat that this shows up and pop at a few places, or can you add me to a group where I'm able to see it?
I'm gonna actually drop in. I'll drop in the chat real quick right now, the Telegram group. So you can jump into the Telegram group right now, and then everybody and whoever else, like, if I don't know if Peter you're in there yet, but if you want, please go ahead. Yeah, so this is amazing. Abraham, see you later, brother. So yeah, so I just dropped the Telegram link in there, and you can jump in there, and we have this continuing to grow, and it's just manifesting itself now. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you again, and I look forward to joining you guys again. I'm already in the group now, so I'll look forward to that, and I will join you guys whenever I can. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Likewise,
have a wonderful day. Big love. Bye. Bye, guys.
Love you, brother. So Abraham, I think, is gone, and Peter are gone. Or are you guys still here? I don't know. I see them, but I don't know. I think they might have gone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Hey, amazing. Amazing.
I'm just doing a few bits, but I've just joined a Telegram group, Eric. So I'm in your sphere of influence now.
Amazing.
Hey, Peter, so cool to connect. I'm really looking forward to, like, whatever you do in London. Let me know, and I would love to join. You know, like on calls, whatever. Just hang out.
Yeah, there's a few things I'm connected to, communities that are based, because I'm based in between London and Brighton. So where I live is a place called Crawley, which is kind of Ifield, which is kind of country. But I'm involved with a zoo community, kind of have meetups. They've got the May the 4th be with you, because there's a big party on Saturday, May the 4th. So there's a kind of Star Wars themed thing going there. And there's a huge, beautiful community in Lewis. I'm also involved with a community in London and Charing Cross. It's all about Love Festival. And they have a event called Synchronicity at Heaven nightclub, which is every 3 months. So I'm kind of involved with that. So I've got the communities in different places that I'm involved in the UK. So depending on what you're looking for, man, just throw it in the chat. Or if you're in the UK, then, you know, vice versa. We need to start kind of getting together.
I somehow I thought that you're gonna do a Lighthouse for kind of meetings for London or like, so I was just inviting myself there.
We need to have that discussion time, and you know, if Eric comes back to me, that's why I was kind of saying in the chat, if you've got a site that I can connect to, for me it feels right. I'm ready. So we need to act on it. These are great having calls, but we need to see what that looks like, and we need to connect the dots globally, right? So that's kind of my intention. Hopefully, you know, Eric will hit me up. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, what are you guys feeling in terms of making that happen. I mean, at the end of the day, the most important thing is integrating that. And I think that, you know, even if since Sagita's is on the same time zone, I think that that's a great way to integrate that. And so Siggy can really lead that with you, and you guys can integrate in whatever way you guys see both fit because of the time zone. So then this way, whether it's in London or Portugal or Spain or wherever, we can start to interconnect those dots on the European side and allow these kind of ways to do that where it's in person, because online is great. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing you guys online, but also if you guys are able to run with the physical experiences as well, where we can manifest even more of these, again, starting in London or starting in Brighton, in a physical one, and turn that into what we need to do specifically in terms of measurables and integration. I would love to explore what that next step looks like, Peter, from your perspective as well, because I see that we are extremely aligned. You know, it was nice to kind of like test this. The Sunday network already is you know, I'm seeing this healer vert, like we're all coming together, right? And the healing part, the Sunday blessings and the Sunday healings, it's nice because it's natural for us to kind of bring that together. Now, bringing Healerverse and Bitcoin and the standard of, you know, bringing that integration together, I think that will be maybe the next step where we can start to bridge those conversations. Because Ryan, also from Empower, MPOWA, he is also in London, and same as Sonia. And so if you guys all meet together, that's already a huge network that then can cultivate even more meaning just from the four of you guys, you know, and Siggy coming up there if he wants. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process. What do you gentlemen feel like, think like? What are you sensing?
It feels right. I just need to know what the community looks like and meet Ryan and meet Sonia and just have those conversations and see what feels right. Yeah, it has to be quite organic. It has to be something that feels in alignment. And obviously, because I've got the Healerverse as my priority, I've got to have that integrates with what they're doing, and it can actually just build that kind of partnership, that community, because we got to build those kind of bridges of collaboration, cooperation, and communication. I'm happy to explore it. I think that's what it's about.
Cool.
So I just
I'm
kind of
very
need their
open.
contacts
I'm
and
very,
email them to
I'm
me or
very
whatever it's
open.
called.
I'm very open to collaborate on this. Like I see it's a cultural implementation kind of. I was studying Bitcoin. I haven't told you, for 3 years, and I see that I've been pulled towards cultural distribution. That's kind of feels, and culture development, as we speak about the witches. I think I like to think I'm a philosopher, so I go a lot into the future and bringing visions from there and realizing the reality on Bitcoin standard and what comes with that, and how we need to integrate and support each other on those actions, and what are we preparing here for. Because it's as Eric keeps on saying, is a responsible mission, and it is a responsible mission. It's a fucking responsible mission. We're bringing a new divine economy into reality. So it's nothing we want to mess up with, you know, like nothing we want to we want to think it and plan it ahead, and not to fuck it up, the things again.
There's my website too, so you can have a look at it, and I can also send that. So yeah, so I mean, there's lots here. I'm excited to yeah, I love that we're grounding it, and I love that we're moving forward on it, and I'm meeting Ryan for Congo, like, because he also has Congo development, and so one of our partners from the community is doing a lot of big things in Congo and needs some help in the Congo. So we're integrating, and then also Ryan does a lot of stuff in the Congo in Africa. So it's time to integrate into Mama Africa as well. So that's cool.
That's an amazing thing because that's where I was born. So it's a great thing to have that connection, and that's such an important place to be in terms of historically, and being a cradle of civilization. It's really important to have that kind of in the mix. I think for me, it's a matter of just getting the details yourself, and Eric, if you can kind of lead on the coordination of this. And then we can have those calls because I'm going to be in London on the 12th anyway at an event, and back in London the weekend after that, the Sunday as well, with different events and different communities that I'm bringing together. There's a guy there who's I'm going to get introduced to that runs a medicine festival, and that's a massive festival. That's kind of the gold standard in terms of community festivals in the UK. I would say at the moment, it always changes. Big Chill was probably the gold standard, but it's kind of getting to aware of that. And for me, it feels like kind of speaking on this, public speaking, having this platform and speaking on that. And I know that to be scary because it's what I choose, but it's also I have something to speak about now rather than just speaking. I want to add value, and I want something that allows people to connect and join the dots and create a picture together that we can really encourage each other, bringing in freedom through decentralization, through Bitcoin, through our words, our actions, and our deeds. And I think people are ready for that, right? They need some guiding lights, and we need to be able to share that light, whether it be sun, moon, or candle. We just need to be that people to make that happen.
Yeah. I agree, brother. Yeah, dude, don't worry. I got it all. I'll definitely. This is my wisdom. My great wisdom is that I get to coordinate. This is my gift that I've been passed on, is I get to coordinate all this. So I'm very grateful that yeah, Creator has given me that strength. So 100%. We'll see you guys in a bit. I will get all these emails and figure it out and see what works best, and let's manifest a great week ahead of us.
Yeah. And Peter, if you're willing, I welcome you or invite you. Like, welcome, I guess, is a better word for to come. And if you want to help to build the rocket, to be a part of it, if you come just for a event, then we speak, and I will give you details and stuff.
You got my details, or do I need to put something in the chat, or what? Or Eric's
No,
got my
we already connected in Telegram. Then we can find each other.
Yeah, we'll do that, man. We'll do that, no doubt.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. I'm going to shoot off now. I don't know if you guys are staying on, or is it the end of the call, or
end of the call?
No, we're good. Yeah, we're gonna go. Big love to you both, and thank you so much, guys.
See you soon.
Ciao.
Take care.
Much love.
Good love, man.